we don't play with the timeline. And other shows can, just because of the nature of the show, we can't. Particularly, you know, if you're in a cab and then you arrive at the train station and then you get on the train, you get off the train, and then you're at the place that you have to do the task. There's no, if once they're here, I can't use anything that they did in the cab. So I'm kind of, we're all locked into this timeline, and because whatever that happens here, I have to use here. Whatever happens here, I have to use here. So because of the way that the show is shot, if we wanted to play with a timeline, we couldn't. But also because it is a competition, we can't alter the reality or the results of the show. We wouldn't want to, like, because it's more interesting, I think, if you just let the reality play out. But even if there was any desire to do that, we couldn't, because it's it's illegal. And you can't manipulate the results of a show that's ostensibly a game like that. So it's kind of a drum that I'm repeatedly beating, but it's like, if it's well cast, we don't really need to manipulate it. Excuse me, because the cast they'll always provide a reality that's far more interesting and satisfying than anything fiction that we would manufacture. But you know, having a very rigid timeline like that locks us into that. Also, that makes it far more challenging as well, because there was an episode that I had done last year. They were in Hong Kong. No, Shanghai. But so you have these two activities, which would be a roadblock or a detour. But there's also this one other activity, which is called a fast forward, which doesn't happen all the time, but it's an opportunity wherein the first team that claims it and completes this other task, they can go straight to the end and check in. So the difficult thing was that what team took a fast forward. So, which in this case they were going to, the fast forward was they had to go to a surf machine and surf and stay on the boards for 3 minutes, 2 minutes, a certain period of time. So, but at the same time, people were headed to the roadblock and the detour. So there's 3 events, 3 activities, 3 things going on simultaneously, and so we need to show them, but at the same time, we're bound, because of the show, we're bound by a 4-act structure. So the confounding thing that me and the story producer on that show, the show producer at that time, Neil Joss, was how do you show, where do we get out of Act 1 and how do we go into Act 2? So the reason I bring that up is that because we are married to the chronological timeline, which would, if we didn't, but even if we want to manipulate it, nothing then would make sense after that, where people then finish a task and do that. It wouldn't make sense, like why somebody falls behind or why somebody gets ahead. So the reason I bring up this one particular episode is that Neil and I, we sat down for the better part of like 3 or 4 hours, going through all these different scenarios of, we show this first or we show this first. We're not saying that they're happening. We're saying that all happen at different times. But which of the 3 activities do we show first, so that we can cut away and cut back to this other one? And if you see the episode, it occurs like everything's happened simultaneously. But it took some chess work to do that. We had to work really hard to make reality look like reality, without, short of having split screens and showing everything happening at the same time.